All this press meeting today to ask people to come for a protest which has been organized by unions and civil society organization tomorrow at Fort Railway Station at 12 o'clock. We are calling tomorrow the day of great robbery committed by the central bank and the Sri Lankan government on the Sri Lankan people. A great robbery is being committed in broad daylight on the EPF and ETF accounts of Sri Lanka. Now, how is this great robbery being committed? The Parliament in July 2023 decided that in order to set aside or in order to do domestic debt restructuring, they are going to put nearly half the burden of this domestic debt restructuring on the working people of Sri Lanka. The Parliament decided that on the EPF and ETF revenue, up until 2038, they will be deducting 0.5%, the central bank will be deducting 0.5% of the GDP equivalent worth of money from the revenue which the EPF and ETF accounts will be making. So economists tell us that if this package is put in motion, put into practice, then in another 16 years' time, our EPF and ETF value will fall by nearly 50%. Nearly 50% of our ETF and EPF retirement savings is going to be depleted for this domestic debt restructuring. And if the central bank does not accept this package, and mind you, it was the central bank who created this package. So if the central bank decides tomorrow that they are not going to accept this package, then the Parliament brings another instrument and says, we are going to slap a 30% tax on the revenue of EPF and ETF accounts. 30% tax on people who don't even pay taxes while they are working because their salary is as low as 21,000 rupees. 30% tax on people's retirement savings, the only savings at the time of retirement, particularly for people like plantation workers and free trade zone workers who bring dollars to this country, who are not the reason for this crisis. And people tell us we don't have any other option. So I want to ask, is it true that we don't have any other option? If we don't have any other option, then what happened to the stolen money which has been stolen by the Rajapaksas? Now, we are aware that in India, they have launched a very successful space program. And in that, for 3 missions, 2 missions failed, and this is the 3rd mission, they have spent around 243 million US dollars. But we also, in Sri Lanka also, initiated by the 3rd son of the Rajapaksa, we also launched a Supreme Sat program. And how much money have we already spent on this Supreme Sat program? $320 million. Not a single, what have we achieved from it? Not a single, what have we achieved from this? So who is accountable for this wastage of these projects, of these vanity projects, which the Rajapaksas were doing when they were in power? And have we asked the question as to, these people are still in Sri Lanka. Has the Ranil Wickremesinghe government done anything to get at least 1 rupee of this stolen money back? Who is accountable for this? Then before the COPE committee, the Inland Revenue Department came and said, predatory elite businesses owe billions in rupees in taxation which they have evaded. Has the government done anything to retrieve this money, to retrieve this stolen money? Last year, the union said the export and import sectors have stashed 40 billion US dollars in offshore accounts. Has the government done anything to retrieve this money? So while all of this is happening, while the entire burden of debt is being put on the working people, the IMF and international creditors like BlackRock and JP Morgan, they are remaining silent. They are remaining silent and tacitly and purposefully supporting this theft, this robbery by the Sri Lankan government. And what is the IMF and these predatory these predatory creditors telling us? What are they telling us? They are saying, starve your people, cut your people's electricity, cut the running water, kill your people and pay back our dollars. Kill your people and pay back our dollars. Today in Sri Lanka, the society is disintegrating under this IMF package. Today in Sri Lanka, we are not a land of dreams anymore because people from all classes, whether it be the professional class, whether it be the middle class, whether it be the working class, there's a mass exodus of people from Sri Lanka. Society is disintegrating and people are no longer eating. That is the situation in Sri Lanka. And this theft and this robbery And this financial and economic crime on the people of Sri Lanka is being committed by the Ranil government, aided and abetted by the IMF and the international creditors. So don't believe people, don't believe the government and politicians who are supporting the government when they say we don't have another option. As I said, where is the money gone on this Supreme Sat project? Where is that money gone? We still don't know. So don't believe them when they say we don't have another option. We do have another option. So if you are against this daylight robbery which is going to be committed tomorrow, please come and join us. Please come and join us at the Fort Railway Station at 12 o'clock and show your opposition to this government's robbery on the working people of Sri Lanka. Thank you.